Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Facebook and YouTube. So glad we're back. It's Wednesday, and we're back for another round of morning motivations. On this good and fine um, Wednesday. I'm just wrapping up my setup here. I'm gonna get started on TikTok in just a moment. Good morning to all of you that are watching live or watching as a replay. Just finalizing my setup here. Can't believe my YouTube stream worked on the first try. I think after that major shutdown last week, a lot of my systems have actually been working quite smoothly. I said, I guess everybody needed a good reset. Everybody needed a good reset. All right, let's get this party started. Over on the tick of the talk of the tick. Good morning, everyone.
And the seller is also giving you guys an extra $5 off if you spend $100 or more if you follow them. I mean, it's not a whole lot, but it's better.
Let's see here. Headed over here. All right. Let me go live here as well. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? How are y'all doing this morning? Glad to be here. I'm glad to be here. Let me finish my little setup here. Y'all know I got to get all my dots and T's in order. Today is the 29th, so one more day, and we will be at the end of our journey for October. This is the last Wednesday and the end of our series on fear. All right, this is the end of our series on fear. Next week, I will be kicking off a new series. I think I'm going to ask, good morning, e-learning bestie. I think I'm going to ask my group I know what I'd like to do as a challenge next month, but I'm kind of curious, or discussion topic. Good morning, Jeremiah. What should I do next month? I'm trying to figure out. Maybe December. We're kind of a little too late for it. I think I probably need to stay. But for December, I've got an idea for December. Yeah. I've got an idea for December. No, I don't have ideas for December. So I think I'm going to ask my community. That's always a good practice when you run communities, is to ask them what they want. That way you can give them exactly what it is that they want. All right. Good morning. I'm glad each and every one of you are here. I'm Martine Brown, and this is Morning Motivations with Martine. And every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I try to offer you some mindset support around your business. All right. Good morning, Becco. Good morning. That comes in the route of covering themes. It's been a great year. This year alone, we read The Let Them. We did a book study. We just finished a series on fear. We did a series on habits. We have done quite a lot. All right. And so I'm going to keep the journey going, but I am going to be making some changes. I like to test out things and kind of see what works, what doesn't work, because that helps me get better at the work that I get to do with you each and every week. Now, today, I want to talk about a couple of things. All right. We are in the beginning of launch season. All right. I know some of y'all are still waiting to put your costumes on and party this weekend. but we're actually on a business standpoint, we're actually getting ready to launch. Okay. So we're going to talk about how you can prep and really be a professional in how you prep for Black Friday the rest of this year. Okay. And we want to do that without like losing our souls. I find in this space, what a lot of folks do is they procrastinate on getting their Black Friday offer in place. And because of that procrastination, they often find themselves stressed, worried. A lot of people are also afraid they won't make any sales or they won't reach their targets. So they procrastinate on that as well. And so I want to talk a little bit about how you can step into the Black Friday season with confidence. We're not, just like we talked about all month, we are not going to procrastinate and worry about things being perfect out of fear. Okay. So that's really what I want to focus on this morning. So stay here, right here, and I'm going to give you some tips and some things you can do. Okay. All right. Let's see. E-Learning Bessie said she needs this. Okay, girl, you're going to be in the right space. You're in the right space. This is what we're talking about this morning. Question for you. Do you have products that you are launching? Are you launching a community? Like, what are you doing? Let me ask that. And then those of you that are coming in, do you have questions? Good morning, Infinite Rocket Power. How you doing? This morning, we're talking Black Friday. Good morning, DB Correct Created. We're talking Black Friday. Good morning, Royal Q. How y'all doing this morning? Okay. Yeah. Good morning, Brianna D. Good morning, Cindy. How y'all doing this morning? We're talking Black Friday this morning. All right. I'm going to help you build out a Black Friday plan. All right. And we're actually going to keep this simple. Truth, as long as I've been in business, I haven't always done a Black Friday sale. Some years I've been like, man, I don't want to. Other years I've done it, and it was way too low. Like I slashed my prices so low that I essentially devalued my product, and it taught me a lot. So this year I'm stepping into my Black Friday season differently. I am going to have a plan. I'm going to share some tidbits of that plan with you today, but I'm also going to simplify it. Okay. When you're running a small business, remember, you are not JCPenney or Walmart or Target. You're not a big box store. Okay. So you have to communicate clearly, often, but also simplify your offer. Okay. If your offer is too complex, then you're going to find that your audience doesn't understand and they're moving on to buy the other thing. All right. So it's a keep it simple kind of thing. Okay. The other side of that is we've got to step into this process. All right. Step into this process, move into it, starting like yesterday. Because here's the truth. Black Friday doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to be clear. Okay. So it's not about yelling to the rooftops that you've got a Black Friday sale. Here's what it is. You just got to be clear. Okay. So the first kind of tip that I want to share is you want to bundle. So if you have enough products to bundle. Okay. If you have a school community or a paid or free community, I recommend that you look at launching your tiers, because tiers just came out, y'all. Tiers just came out. Launching your tiers alongside Black Friday. All right. So it's two things. If you have had products all year, consider bundles, but make sure your bundles are simple, easy to understand, and offer value. Second, if you run memberships, consider doing Black Friday related memberships. Side note, school just released their tiers feature. So this is a perfect time to begin your offers and maybe do some founding, or I've only got 10 spots at this rate, and after this, the tiered price changes. This is the perfect season for that. Side note, e-learning bestie, it is in your favor to place your courses in a community tied to a subscription. There's a lot of power in that. All right. Now, you also want to create a sense of urgency. So between this month and next and Black Friday, making sure that people know that this price is not going to change. It's not going to end. It has a deadline. Commit to that deadline. And then finally, you need to tell the story and not the sale. And we don't talk about that enough. What is the story? What problems does your product actually solve? That they should buy it at this moment so that they can access the tools and the resources that they need to have a transformative experience. Okay? We got to start thinking about the story. What is the story? All right, let's see. E-Learning Bestie says, is school as a platform worth it? I would have to invest in this, but I want to launch a community too. Okay. So e-learning bestie, to me, a school community is absolutely worth every penny. I've been building my community myself. I've also been building a larger community with TRM Learning, which is TRM Learning, which is a creative group that me and a couple of other folks, both Talia and Regina, we do together. So I've got a virtual community that I've been helping to grow and nurture with my partners, and then I have my own community, the Paid Creative, and then I have a Patreon community. Okay, Patreon. So Patreon and school communities. I can't speak positively enough about school. Okay. The biggest thing I can tell you with school, e-learning bestie, is because you're going to hear a lot of things when you start researching, you're going to go, oh my God. Everybody who puts in the work, and I don't care what their background is, I don't care how they step into it, I don't care if they have a free model, a paid model, a freemium model, I don't care if they have a free school or a paid school, the people that put in the work make lots and lots of money on school. If that's your goal, if your goal is to render income, it's a great way to do it. Okay. I have found the platform to be quite easy to use. And they have some of the smallest payment rates. So all of the platforms, every time a purchase is made, they take a percentage of the product, how much the product is. And school has the lowest percentage. Okay. Now, to access that low percentage, you do have to have a pro. The pro is $97 a month. All right. But you have an insanely wonderful opportunity to grow. I personally prefer a low ticket model. Low ticket just means, good morning, Miss Samela, that each member is going to be on the lower end. You decide what the lower end. But there are school communities that are $400 a month, $1,000 a month. I've seen one that was $5,000 a month. So what I've learned is everybody is going to generate income at every tier, every style, as long as they put in the work. So I do think it's worth the investment, but it is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. All right. Now, on another note, I just hit a huge milestone. I just crossed the 500 mark in my school community. I'm super excited about it. I just got my 500th person. I have a free community, and we will be transitioning into a freemium model in the coming weeks. So those of you who've been like, I see y'all talking in here, and I do try to give value. But I've got some services and some products that I want to offer that space. And it's with those services and products that you're going to get even more from me. Good morning, Mama Paula. Good morning, Miss Linda. Thank you, Miss Samela. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. I was like, ooh, I think I was even able to record it go from like $4.99 to $500. So I'm super excited about it. All right. So the question I have for you, whether you're launching school communities, whether you are looking at the courses that you have, the products that you have, what is one offer or product that you already have that you can remix? Okay. So I really want you to focus on not worrying so much about new products, because I think that can be overwhelming as well. But what's something that you already have that you can remix? I'm already having those thoughts. There are some products that I'm going to be remixing. And, well, to be honest with you, y'all know what I'm really doing? They're only going to be available at my tier. All right. And that's a strategy. So one of my Black Friday strategies is some of the things I bundle, they're only going to be accessible at a tier. And those who join those tiers will have access to those things. And then some of my courses, I'm actually going to remove. I'm not going to be selling them anymore. And the only place you can get them is through the tier. All right. So that's how I'm handling things I've already done. That's how I plan to remix. Really think about how you could remix what you already have instead of stressing about making something new, because you may not have time. All right. So big things I want you to walk away with. Tell a story. Really hone in on how your products are going to help people do X. What is the transformational experience that they're going to have with what you have to offer? And yes, when you sell art, they still should have a transformational experience. You got to figure out what that is. All right? You've got to figure out what transformational experience they're going to have. Good morning, Mama. Good morning, Slim Thick with the dupes. Good morning, Helen. So let's break this down. Here's my recommendation. Week 1, once you've got that idea, great question. E-Learning Bestie, that's a great question. So E-Learning Bestie's question is, good morning, YouTube and Facebook. Let me stop and answer her question. Good morning, YouTube and Facebook. Her question is, if I wanted to sell courses using Articulate Rise, would I be able to do that in school? Quick answer, no. Check out, there are a few platforms out there that will let you do them. Check out Learn Worlds. Learn Worlds, I think, Good morning, Miss T. Good morning, Arnisha. But no, and to be honest with you, because I know you're thinking with that e-learning background, I know where we're going with this. You would have to host those courses somewhere else and then bring that HTML file, like link it in, and then it would lose the paywall. You would lose your paywall. E-learning bestie. So the classes that I still use my e-learning principles, but my classes are video based, and I chunk them into small parts for my community work. But as of right now, no, you cannot SCORM. There's no SCORM compliance, or it's not an LMS, because that's what you're asking. It's not nothing of it. It's videos and text. Oh, thanks, e-learning bestie. I appreciate you. All right, great question. That's a really, really good question. So those of you who you do instructional design as a day job, just know, no, they don't take SCORM. No, it's gonna be videos and text. Yeah, it would have to be a web option. Yep. Good morning, Jeannie. All right, so let's talk through how to prep for Black Friday. Week 1, prep your assets. All right, week 1, you're gonna prep all of your assets. Think about your social media posts, your listing descriptions, your completed launch plan, whatever that launch plan is going to be. Week 2, you're gonna warm your audience. So your social media, you can start mentioning what those sales are going to look like. If you're doing mystery sales, week 2, that's when that's going to become relevant. And you're going to be emailing. You're going to start your email funnels. All right. Week 3, you want to give early access to your best and loyal customers. All right. And then week 4, which is the week of Black Friday, you will give that final Black Friday offer. Okay. If you've had testimonials, this is a great season to share out those testimonials. Okay. If you can share or show transformation, this is the perfect season for that. All right. I also recommend doing post countdowns. Doing some post countdowns. Or even a sneak peek, or recording your behind the scenes content. All of those are things that you can do to get people excited about what it is you have to offer. Okay. All right. Question: when you think about your audience that you serve, question for you: what kind of content usually gets them excited? Sneak peeks or storytelling? When you think about your audience, what are some things that get them excited? Sneak peeks or, good morning, Diana, storytelling? Let me know in the chat. Because here's the deal. Selling can feel scary. Remember, I've told you all month, this fear thing is not going to go away, but you've got to step into it with a plan. E-learning bestie said, tutorials and sharing of resources. So they don't want no stories, they don't want no sneak peeks, they want the answer. So the question is, can you give enough bite size? You have to find the line between what are my bite-sized tutorials that keep them interested, and then what is it that I'm going to sell? All right. Most marketers and salespeople, e-learning bestie is broken up into 2 groups. You're going to share what it is. You're going to share why it's important. If they want to purchase it, that is where you show them how to do it. And if they don't like that line, they're not your customer. And you have to continue to do the work to find the people who are. All right. We actually talked about this yesterday on Color Me Calm. People purchase tutorials, people join memberships, they do. They do it all the time. They do it all the time. People buy what they want. And so you have to actively decide for yourself, where's the line? Yeah, e-learning bestie, you've got to decide where you're gonna get started, because everything you mentioned today is absolutely a service or product that you can provide, and you should be charging, and it shouldn't be cheap. Good morning, Lashar. Right? So if you're buying it, then someone else will purchase from you too. Remember, it's just a line. There's a line between you communicating what it is, why it's important, what's the impact, and if you want to know how to do it, this is where I offer it as a service, because people have to invest in the fact that you're going to empower them. Folks who don't want to do it do not believe that what you have to offer is valuable yet, and that's okay. All right? Selling is scary. Selling is scary. But when you focus on serving, and I want to really lean into that, focus on serving. Okay? When I go to a restaurant and eat, the folks that are cooking are serving me a meal. The folks that are bringing that meal from the kitchen to the table, they are serving me. I go into that moment fully recognizing I'm going to have to pay the cost of the food. I'm going to have to pay the cost of the service. I hope y'all will agree with that sentiment. So what people are paying for and what you have to hone is the art of communicating that I am serving you, and serving you comes at a cost. That's what we're trying to hone. How well you can master the art of serving others and helping them to understand that the dollar amount you put to that service is absolutely worth it. Okay? You have what your audience needs. That work is going to make their life easier. You have you. You have what your audience needs. And what you provide is going to make their work easier. And because those things are true, it costs this amount. I'll give you an example. Let me give you an example. This past month, I taught Canva apps. So I'm gonna walk through kind of how I draw the line. Okay. Canva apps are a wonderful way to build your business to the next level. They offer a ton of benefits to you as the consumer and to your customer. Okay. For me, I spent a lot of time communicating its value, showing samples, and for my customers, what they paid for, the line is the sand, is the GPT and the course that I taught to teach them how to use the GPT, because when they use my GPT, they save time. Okay? So I showed them what it was on Sundays with TRM. I showed them examples of ones that I've used. I demoed, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember now. I showed how my GPT works, right? And then I showed them the products that it made. The people who invested the class learned how to do it themselves, learned extra additional tips and tricks that I have learned or that I have tested. That was worth the investment. Okay? That's the line in the sign. Here's the reality, and I tell people this all the time. Here's the truth. You can go in and make a Canva app without taking a class from me. You can go on YouTube and find enough tutorials, and you can make a Canva app. All right? That is anything a person wants to learn. There's a YouTube video for it. They can do it for free. So what's the difference between I can YouTube it and do it for free or taking my class? Well, the difference is I'm going to give you structure. I'm going to give you a plan. Also, because I'm an instructional designer, I know what user interface experience needs to look like. Because just because you learned it on YouTube doesn't make your Canva app good. Good morning, Hatsune. Just because you learned it on YouTube doesn't mean your Canva. How do you know it's a good product? Do you know what user interface means? UI? All right. So that's the value. I know what good UI looks like. I put my knowledge, my 6-7 years worth of instructional design experience. I poured my knowledge and expertise into the tool so that you don't have to have 6 or 7 years worth of experience. You could just use my tool. That's the real value. Okay? That's the actual value. Not learning how to make a Canva app, because you can learn how to make a Canva app anywhere. Okay? So, and thinking about Black Friday, okay? I want us to go into this selling from a place of peace, looking at what we have to offer, and moving from a place of serving. The value is in how you serve. The value is not in how people learn how to do something. Every single thing that could be taught, if teaching is your product, you can go learn it on YouTube. That's not the value. The value is in having structured, organized skills that the audience doesn't have, and they want to tap into yours. Okay? All right. Here's your homework. Write one piece of content this week that shows the value behind the offer, not just the price. That's your homework for this week. Ooh, infinite rocket power. Come on. Hey. Infinite rocket power, and I'm saying this for YouTube. Infinite rocket power made her first $100 selling education PDFs for people entering the medical field. Y'all, okay, this only further substantiates what I'm saying here, because she's in this field. She's in her that's her industry. Your knowledge and your ability to combine AI with that knowledge is what's going to push people from not making the purchase to making the purchase. I've been saying it all month. I'll be saying it until I'm blue in the face. The most expensive thing we have It's time. And if your knowledge, you knowing it and being able to put it in a course, in a PD, in a PDF, a digital product, and into art, if that's going to make someone's life easier, fewer steps, then guess what? I'm buying it. And you buy it too. And your customer is going to buy it. Okay? So that's my challenge for you. It's just a super light one. We're just slowly starting to step into. You want to sell things for Black Friday. You want to have a plan. I really want you to lean into how am I serving people and communicate stories around how you serve. How are you making transformational differences in the lives of others so that they're more invested in what you have to offer? Okay? All right. In the paid creative community, make sure if you're not in the community, join the community. I'm going to be giving away this morning a chat GPT prompt to help you start thinking about this. Okay. I'm going to put it in there this morning. As soon as I get off here, before I start my workday, I'm going to put a chat GPT prompt to help you kind of get the juices going. If you're a pen and paper girl, take a pen and paper out and really ask, how am I serving them with this product? Okay. And it could be as simple as you only have one Black Friday deal this year. It might just be one. You may only need to focus on one. Because here's the deal. When people buy one, they tend to buy other things too. And if that one thing is extremely meaningful to them, oh, baby, they're going to purchase everything you have to offer at full price because it was just that valuable. All right. All right. That is my spiel for today. I want you guys to enjoy your Wednesday. Please make sure you are in the paid creative community. Yes, I'm teaching a class on Opus Clips. Those of you with those Opus Clips credits that are about to expire, you need to be in my class so you can learn how to use the tool. You've been putting it off. Join my class. And then I will see you guys Friday. We're going to continue celebrating wins this Friday. And I'm going to ask you, have you started thinking and planning about Black Friday? I'm going to ask you that Friday, so be prepared for it. You guys have a great rest of your Wednesday, and I'll see you then. Bye, y'all.